watching the News at 6 with me, Ishan Russell. And of course, the News at 6 is about the biggest developing stories of the day. And the big development today, of course, with Delhi Assembly elections. Just 24 hours to go before campaigning ends and parties are pulling out all stops. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed his rally in Delhi today. Arvind Kejriwal went to the Election Commission saying that EVMs are being tampered with, allegations flying thick and fast. Rahul Gandhi did a roadshow. We'll be telling you about all that and more over the next half hour. But first, the headlines we're tracking right now. Aam Aadmi Party goes to the Election Commission over fears of EVM tampering. Panel dismisses concerns, insists that the machines are safe. BJP steps up heat on Aam Aadmi Party over dubious funding. Party counters with claims that government agencies are to blame. Trans-Asia Airways plane with 58 passengers and crew cartwheels into river after takeoff. At least 90 people are killed, 24 are still missing. And Jordan retaliates to killing of pilots by Islamic State terrorists, executes 2 Al-Qaeda prisoners, including a failed suicide bomber, Sajida al-Rishawi. Our top story: with less than just 24 hours to go for campaigning to end in Delhi, campaigning is on in full swing. And the BJP star campaigner Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed his last rally before the national capital goes to the polls. In his rally at Ambedkar Nagar, his main targets were the previous Congress and AAP governments.
भारत के प्रधानमंत्री श्री मोदी जी हम सबको संबोधित करने के लिए, हमारा मार्गदर्शन करने के हमारे बीच में उपस्थित हुए हैं। एक बार जोरदार ताली बजाकर करतल ध्वनि से उनका अभिनंदन करें सब मेरे भाई बहन।
With an eye on a win in the February 7th polls, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said his party will stand by the people even after the campaign frenzy is over. Focusing on development, Modi said if voted to power, a BJP government would start working from day one. The reason he gave was the need to compensate for the inaction of the last 16 years.
और जो अपने आप को नेक दिल बताते थे, ईमानदार बताते थे, उनका कच्चा चिट्ठा खुल गया भाई। किस प्रकार के लोग हैं, बातें कैसी करते और कारनामे कैसे करते हैं। भाइयों बहनों, जनता जनार्दन अगर कोई एकांत बार गलती कर दे तो माफ कर देती है, लेकिन अगर लोग जनता को अगर मूर्ख मान ले और अपनी रोजी रोटी चलाने की कोशिश करें तो बार बार वो नहीं चल सकती है।
In a bid to connect with the lower middle class, he touched upon his humble roots and attacked the opposition, saying they still could not come to terms with the fact that he had risen from a poor background to this position of power.
अब मैं भी आप ही की तरह दिल्ली वाला हो गया। मैं भी अब दिल्ली में रहता हूं और इसलिए दिल्ली आगे बढ़े, मेरी भी उतनी ही जिम्मेवारी है।
Last public meeting for Delhi elections, Prime Minister not only made new promises and attacked his opponents, but also used the opportunity to defend his party in the wake of recent controversy over the vision document.
The Prime Minister also attacked the various opinion polls, many of which have put the BJP in second place behind Aam Aadmi Party. He also clarified the use of the word immigrants for people from the northeast, admitting it was a mistake. With inputs from Vishal Daya, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress also stepped up their campaign today. In fact, for the Delhi polls that go on the 7th of February. Now, Rahul Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal were among the party bigwigs to hit the campaign trail today.
In less than 24 hours from now, the month-long campaigning in the national capital will come to an end. Star campaigners of both the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress were on the campaign trail, addressing rallies and roadshows in different constituencies. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi addressed a rally in Azadpur. Addressing voters, Rahul took a dig at Prime Minister Modi, accusing him of double-speak on the Make in India campaign.
करोड़ों रुपए मार्केटिंग में लगा दिए कि भैया मेक इन इंडिया, मेक इन इंडिया, मेक इन इंडिया। आप मुझे बताओ, मेक इन इंडिया कुछ बना? कुछ बना? 10 लाख रुपए का सूट पहनते हैं, अखबार के लोग कहते हैं वो भी मेक इन इंडिया नहीं है, वो भी मेक इन यूके है।
The Aam Aadmi Party also held an all-women rally in Krishnanagar, the constituency from where BJP CM candidate Kiran Bedi will be trying her luck. Arvind Kejriwal's mother also campaigned for her son in the constituency.
जनता हमारे साथ है, हम लोग बहुमत से जीत के आएंगे।
ये एक पार्टी आई है जो करप्शन को कंट्रोल करेगी और गरीबों को इज्जत के संग रहने का चांस देगी।
Tomorrow is the last day of campaigning in Delhi. With polling to be held on the 7th of February, counting of votes will take place on the 10th of February. Bureau Report, Rajya TV.
And we have with us Anita Katyal. She's a senior journalist and has been following these elections in Delhi rather closely and is here to help us understand. As far as the rhetoric goes, Anita, it's becoming really shriller. I mean, just 24 hours to go and it couldn't be more evenly poised. Is it that evenly poised?
Well, if you look at all the surveys suggest that the Aam Aadmi Party is way ahead, and they are going to make have a clean sweep in these elections, which has obviously got the BJP very worried, which is why they've kind of stepped up the campaign, and which is why you see this kind of sharp rhetoric, and all these charges and counter charges flying around, flying thick and fast. Because both the parties have a lot at stake, and especially BJP. Actually, BJP has far more at stake than the Aam Aadmi Party, because you see they have formed a government and they got a huge mandate, and Modi particularly, because it was Modi who won the election for the BJP, because everybody voted for him and not so much for the party. So his personal prestige is at stake. He's won a string of assembly polls in the last 6 months, and they've won them, very, very handsomely. So if they are to lose this, it would really be a huge setback. Delhi might be a very small state. It's only 70 seats, assembly seats, but it's very, very critical and important that the BJP or the party which is in power in Delhi also, wins the Delhi election, that they have the government in Delhi. Everything in Delhi, whatever happens in Delhi gets magnified, all around. So that's why it's very important, and which is why you see, how BJP kind of pulled out all stops, as your own story suggested, they kind of parachuted all the 120 MPs, they brought in all the ministers, the senior ministers to oversee the campaign, because there was some talk that the local leaders or the local workers and all were very unhappy at the fact that they had parachuted a rank outsider like Kiran Bedi, just admitted her one day before, and then just 2 days later they kind of projected her as the chief ministerial candidate. So obviously there were rumblings within their ranks, And the other thing, Shana, I'd like to tell you is that I think what one has seen over the last few days, in the beginning when Kiran Bedi was projected, BJP thought that it was a huge masterstroke that they had played to pit Kiran Bedi against Kejriwal, because they were both almost at the same kind of background, both bureaucrats, both had a connect with the middle classes, and they both came from the same stock, because they were both partners, or they were in the movement against corruption, India against corruption. So they thought it would be a very good kind of affair. They had pitted her against him, and they thought she was a very strong candidate. But apparently it didn't work out, as you can see over the last few days. Kiran Bedi has had to take a back seat. Absolutely. And Modi has kind of pitched himself into the campaign, which is why you saw this flurry of rallies by the Prime Minister, and who has again, brought it upon himself. He's appealing to the people to vote for him, because he's saying, "Main naseeb wala hoon, and I am very lucky," and so on and so forth.
All right, so Modi versus Kejriwal, now it almost has become. But Anita, we'll ask you to stay on, because we've been talking about the allegations, the counter allegations that have been flying around. And ahead of the voting in Delhi on Saturday, the Aam Aadmi Party, in fact, felt some electronic voting machines that are being used have been tampered with. Now, AAP Chief Arvind Kejriwal met the Election Commission in this regard today, but the apprehension was dismissed by the Commission, saying EVMs cannot be manipulated.
Aam Aadmi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal is worried that electronic voting machines could be tampered with ahead of Delhi Assembly polls on the 7th of February. But the Election Commission has dismissed all these apprehensions and said the EVMs could not be tampered with, as they are latest and tamper-proof.
हमने बात की थी और उन्होंने कहा कि मशीनों को लेके जो भी संदेह है, मशीनों को टैंपर बिल्कुल नहीं किया जा सकता उन्होंने कहा, और कुछ टेक्निकल ऑब्जेक्शंस हो सकती हैं, वो तो कहीं भी पॉसिबल है। कुछ फिजिकल डैमेज हो सकते हैं मशीनों को, और ऐसी मशीनों को चेंज किया जा रहा है, और जितनी भी मशीनें हैं उनको सबको दुरुस्त किया जाएगा।
उन्होंने हर टाइम ऐसी बात करनी है जो आपकी खबर में रहे, ये आपको समझना चाहिए। उन्होंने हर टाइम अलग अलग बात देनी है, नहीं, ये आपका फैसला है, ये आप लोगों का फैसला है कि आपकी उनकी हर नेगेटिव खबर को उड़ाते रहें। उनका काम है सिर्फ खबर में रहना।
The commission also refused permission to the Aam Aadmi Party for putting up posters in polling booths, creating awareness about the EVMs. The Congress party too met the commission on Wednesday, raising concerns that outsiders could pose problems during voting.
कि ऐसे लोगों के खिलाफ सख्त कार्रवाई की जानी चाहिए। जो गेस्ट हाउसेज या होटल्स ऐसे हैं उन पे सब जगह उनका छानबीन होनी चाहिए, देखना चाहिए कि कौन लोग हैं जो नॉन रेजिडेंट हैं, नॉन वोटर्स हैं, हाँ, उन सबको देख के उनको दिल्ली से बाहर करना चाहिए।
Kejriwal had alleged in the past that the BJP had tampered with the EVMs in such a way that no matter which button was pressed, the vote would go to the BJP. The BJP meanwhile accuses the Aam Aadmi Party chief of trying to divert focus from funding allegations against the party. With inputs from Vipin Chauhan, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And it is in fact those funding allegations that have really become a trouble for the Aam Aadmi Party. The BJP also today hitting out at the Aam Aadmi Party. Ravi Shankar Prasad, minister in the BJP government, saying that if the Aam Aadmi Party is resorting to offence as the best form of defence as far as these allegations of misuse of corporate funds are concerned. And this has really become the big allegation against the Aam Aadmi Party. And we have with us in the studio Anita Khatyal to help us understand as far as these allegations go, Anita. I mean, we've seen Arvind Kejriwal just talk about EVMs, and now the BJP, of course, saying that the Aam Aadmi Party has been getting funds from dubious sources. As far as the electorate in Delhi is concerned, the issue seemed to have been sidelined a little bit in terms of a personality clash.
No, I agree with you, because as I told you before, that the stakes in this election are so high, and one is not really surprised that all these allegations have come up, And it is ironical that the fact that these payments were made in April, but they have surfaced now, just on the eve of the election. So there is something about the timing of the elections. I mean, doubts have been raised about that. So, I mean, which the Aam Aadmi Party has also pointed to. And so there is a little doubt about in that regard. So, but as I said, because the stakes are high, elections are just round the corner, and these and these it is totally it's not unexpected, and it is that these kind of allegations are flying around. And I think the Aam Aadmi Party also realizes the reason why Kejriwal went to the Election Commission and kind of complained or expressed his doubts or apprehensions about the EVM being tampered is because he also realizes that the BJP has a lot at stake, and the last 2 days are very, very critical, and all political parties, I won't say one political party, but all political parties tend to use those last 2 days to, kind of woo the voters, right, and go all out. So I think this is just to kind of, it's creating, trying to put everything at rest, and trying to raise this issue so that, later on, if anything comes up, he says, see, I told you, I had already warned you about it. So I think basically it's just setting the stage for a very, very important and a very, very close contest, and a very bitterly fought contest.
Yes, certainly, and the stage is all set. Thank you very much, Anita Khatyal, for coming in and helping us understand the elections in Delhi a little better. And staying with elections in Delhi, the Communist Party has said that it would not shy away from allying with even the Congress to beat the communalist forces. In the draft political resolution released ahead of the 12th Party Congress, the party listed communalism as its biggest challenge. The party says post the BJP coming to power at the centre, incidences of communal violence have only risen. CPM has said that even as it will continue to fight neoliberal economic policies, fighting communalism will top its agenda.
If attack on democracy, we will join hands with anyone. And we have said here, again, the fight against communalism, we will work for the broadest mobilization of all secular democratic forces. The
swine flu has claimed 14 more lives in the last 24 hours in different parts of the country. 10 people were reported dead in Rajasthan. 2 deaths due to the H1N1 virus were reported from Bikaner and Ajmer each, while 1 person died in Jaipur, Barmer, Kota, Udaipur, Banswara and Chittorgarh. 39 out of the 33 districts in the state have been afflicted with the deadly disease. Chief Minister Vasundhara Rajya has ordered setting up of a task force as well as a district division as well as state level to contain the spread of the disease and create awareness. All the other national news and updates in Nationwide now. Home Minister Rajnath Singh today summoned Home Secretary Anil Goswami in connection with the arrest of Congress leader Matang Singh. The Home Minister and Home Secretary discussed the issue for nearly an hour this morning. Reportedly, a top ministry official had allegedly made attempts to stall the arrest of Matang Singh by the CBI in connection with the Startup scam. Fugitive underworld Don Dawood Ibrahim's younger brother Iqbal Kaskar was today produced in Siori Court of Mumbai. The Mumbai police had arrested Kaskar and one of his associates on Tuesday for attempting to extort 3 lakh rupees from a real estate agent. Kaskar and his associate Shabir Osman Sheikh were booked after the victim filed a complaint. The Punjab and Haryana High Court today deferred the hearing on a petition seeking a stay on the screening of the controversial movie Messenger of God starring Dera Sacha Sauda chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh. The bench also fixed March 3rd as the next date of hearing. The court said it would take a decision only after watching the movie. The movie has been surrounded by controversies and protests from various groups. Heavy snowfall in Jammu and Kashmir affected electricity and water and blocked the national highway. Roads in Ramban area were filled with snow, making it difficult for vehicles to ply, due to which people had to walk long distances carrying their luggage. National Highway 44 was completely blocked, restricting transport. Well, time for a quick break. Coming up on the other side, all the international news. 7 people have been killed in a train crash in New York. More on that on the other side.
आईएस आतंकियों की क्रूरता, जॉर्डन के पायलट को जिंदा जलाया। देखिए पहली खबर, हत्या पर रोष, आज शाम 7 बजे।
अंग्रेजी हुकूमत के दौरान हिंदुस्तान में 3 शाही दरबार हुए। इनमें से तीसरा दरबार ऐतिहासिक था, जो 1911 में हुआ। इसमें जॉर्ज पंचम और क्वीन मैरी खुद मौजूद थे।
Welcome back, you're watching the news at 6. At least 19 people were killed today in Taiwan as a Trans-Asia Airways plane crashed into a river. The plane was carrying 58 people on board when it clipped a bridge before plunging into the river. Rescue operations have been launched to save the rest, some of whom are still missing. Now, the cause of the accident, though, still remains unclear.
These dramatic footages went viral soon after the fatal crash in Taipei on Wednesday morning. A Trans-Asia Airways plane crashed with all 58 people on board before clipping a vehicle and a bridge. Aviation officials said the plane crashed minutes after taking off Songshan Airport after losing contact with the control tower. A rescue operation was launched soon after. While at least 15 people were pulled out alive, more than 20 remain missing. Footage showed survivors wearing life jackets, wading and swimming clear of wreckage. Others, including a young child, were taken to the shore by rescuers. Taiwanese military said it will set up a floating bridge to assist in the search and rescue effort.
我们有关这个福门桥搭设之后，它是可以在水上作业，所以说这个目前啊，以目前的这个状况，我们是先搭设在水上在水上来作业，然后协助各项的救援任务，配合舟艇的这个救援。
The black boxes from the plane had been recovered, but the cause of the accident is still not clear. However, according to an air traffic control recording, one of the pilots had flagged engine flame out moments before the crash. TransAsia Airways Authority said the cause of the crash is under investigation.
我首先代表复兴航空，在这边再一次的为，那我想在复兴从去年年中之后啊，在所有的这个飞安管理上面也接受局里的一个深度的一个检查。那目前其实都在不管是航机务啊，这个飞安的体系方面，都是有接受很严格的这样的一个规范。
This was the second serious incident involving a TransAsia Airways plane in a few months after another flight operated by the domestic airline crashed in July during a storm, killing 48 people. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, Jordan has executed 2 convicts today, including a female suicide bomber, following the killing of one of its Air Force pilots by Islamic State militants. The woman and Al-Qaeda operative were hanged at dawn. The executions came hours after the IS posted a video appearing to show Jordan's captive pilot being burnt alive. He was captured by the militants after a crash during an anti-IS mission over Syria in December. The pilot's killing sparked outrage in Jordan with protests on the streets. Jordan had attempted to secure his release in a swap, but the Islamic State is believed to have killed him a month ago. UN joined in global condemnation of the latest gruesome act by the Islamic State group.
Condemns the killing of Jordanian Royal Air Force pilot Moaz al-Kassabe by Daesh, a terrorist organization with no regard for human life. The Secretary General's thoughts are with Mr. al-Kassabe's family and loved ones. He shares their sorrow and stands today in solidarity with the government and people of Jordan in denouncing this appalling act.
Let's now get you all the other international news and updates we're tracking in Global Buzz. Greece received a guarded welcome for a debt deal ahead of their talks with EU creditors. Greece's finance minister has reportedly suggested a new deal for exchanging debt with bailout creditors. The Greek government has also said it would refuse new loans from the EU and IMF, prompting questions about how it would finance itself. The radical left Greek government was elected on a pledge to end austerity. North Korea has refused to negotiate with the United States and threatens to strike back using all its military resources. North Korea has raised tensions ahead of an annual joint military drill by US and South Korean forces. However, Kim Jong-un's regime has accused the US of inching close to igniting a war of aggression. 7 people were killed when a train collided with a car in New York on Tuesday. According to the New York governor, the driver was killed along with 6 people on the train. The National Transportation Safety Board has ordered an investigation into the matter. Heavy snow and strong winds continue to batter parts of central and eastern United States. More than 5,000 flights have been cancelled and 7,000 have been delayed. According to reports so far, 15 people have died. The Met Department has forecast more snow in the coming days. Let's now get you all the news from the 35th National Games. Gurpreet Singh of the services claimed the gold medal in the 25-meter standard pistol event at the National Games today. Gurpreet shot a total of 572 points ahead of Mahendra Singh of Madhya Pradesh, who finished with the silver medal. Olympic silver medalist Vijay Kumar had to settle for bronze. Chain Singh continued his good form as he claimed another gold medal in the rifle shooting. Chain Singh beat Akhil Shioran of Uttar Pradesh to win the 10-meter air rifle shooting event today. He had won 50-meter rifle prone event yesterday. Manipur's Geeta Devi won the gold in women's 69-kilogram weightlifting event. Geeta defeated Lalchan Mai of Mizoram and Aruna Rai of Andhra Pradesh, who won the silver and bronze in the event. That's it from us. Goodbye.